Hello everybody, the class for today is going to be repetitive speech. Let's begin with direct speech. The direct speech is when we report the exact words another person says. We repeat exactly what another person says. And to do this, we mostly use quotations, especially when we are writing. For example, we say, Dr. Sutton said, "You're fired." Now, the reported speech is when we report what another person said, and we don't use exactly the words they said in the direct speech. For example, "You're fired," and he's going to report, "Dr. Sutton said that I was fired." That is between parentheses because sometimes could be omitted in reported speech, especially if we are writing. In the reported speech, the subject and the reported verbs are determined by the subject. Look at this example. You can see the doctor in 10 minutes. Now, the patient here is going to say, "She said," and we are referring to the nurse, "that I could see the doctor in 10 minutes. Now, how do these tenses change? We are going to see. For example, we are going to begin with simple present. We say, "We need a vacation." To report, we are going to use simple past. He said we needed a vacation. Now here we have Paul and Jesse here in the beach. We have the present continuous, and they say, right, "We are staying in a nice hotel near the beach." When we report, we are going to use past continuous. We will say, "They said they were staying in a nice hotel near the beach." For the simple past, we are going to say, for example, "He didn't finish the report for the company." And here we have the simple past. He said he didn't finish the report for the company. For the past perfect also, he said he hadn't finished the report for the company. Both are acceptable when we have to report simple past. For the present perfect, we say, "We have been close friends for 3 years." We are going to report using past perfect, and we say, "They said they had been close friends for 3 years." For the past continuous, Paul and Jesse were enjoying their visit to New York. We are going to use the past perfect continuous. They said they had been enjoying their visit to New York. When we use the future with will, for example, "I'll probably take a taxi after class," we are going to report using the modal auxiliary would. And we have, "She said she would probably take a taxi after class." When we have the future with going to, for example, "They are going to get married next year," we are going to report using was or were going to. He said they were going to get married next year. Now, when we use can, for example, "I can play the piano since I was 4 years old," we are going to use or report using could. She said she could play the piano since she was 4 years old. Now here we have some reporting verbs. There are some here in this list. For example, we use say, tell, explain, demand, insist, complain, or warn. Let's see some examples. You have to go home and rest, Miss Sommer. The doctor said you had to go home and rest, Mom. That's what we are going to report or use the words that another person said. Another example, Tommy, you need to improve your writing. And we will say, that teacher told me I needed to improve my writing. Christopher Columbus discovered America. And we are going to say at home, right? That teacher explained to us that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Now here we have some reported questions. The video you are going to see after this video, we are going to see that the word order is similar to indirect questions. For example, why have you come here? She asked us why we had come here. We have to report a question, right? What time is it? We are going to report. He wants to know what time it is. Now, something very important is that we don't use question mark in the reported questions. And do not use say in the reported questions. And if we don't have a question word at the beginning of the question, we mostly use if or whether when we report the question. Let's see these examples for you to understand much better. Should I wear a dress? And we say, she wants to know if she should wear a dress. You see, because we don't have an information question here. This is a yes-no question. Now here we have how to report the commands or requests, especially when we are using the imperative. For example, don't speak Spanish in class. We are going to use the infinitive, right? The teacher said not to speak Spanish in class. We are going to use, well, instead of don't speak, we are going to use to speak, which is the infinitive. And we are going to use not, of course, because this is a negative statement, imperative negative, right? So we have to say not to speak Spanish. Another, don't go away. He told us not to go away. Can you look after my dog? She asked me to look after her dog. Okay, we're going to summarize a little bit this lesson. We said that the reported speech is used when we want to report what another person said, but without using the speaker's exact words. Now, something important is that we have some reporting verbs, for example, say or tell. When we want to use say for the third person singular, we are going to say, for example, I like ice cream, and we are going to report, she says she likes ice cream, right? Now, when we want to report, we are going to move one tense back, and this is called backshift in English. And this is related to the tense we have to use to transform the direct speech to reported speech. And I am referring to the tenses we have to use. For example, to report the simple present, we are going to use simple past. To report the present continuous, I'm going to use past continuous. To report the simple past, we are going to use simple past or maybe past perfect. We are going to review also the lesson you watching this video that you're going to have it in the platform too, but we are not going to watch it here. I hope this lesson is helpful for you. Thanks for your attention.